Hi guys, welcome back to Sycamore Emporium. I'm Stephen, the other half of Sycamore Cleaning and Clearance. Today's videos, let's call it part 2 of our shed clearance that we've done for Charles. I'll put a link to the previous video at the end of this video, along with another one that you can watch as well. But just to backtrack a little bit, if you haven't watched our previous video, both myself and Claire done a very small shed clearance for a really interesting chap called Charles in Norwich. That was a very small clearance. Initially we quoted the guy 80 quid to clear out like a brick shed, typical brick sheds that we have in the UK that are outside like council flats, so 3 foot wide, 6 foot ish depth in. Can't normally fit a lot in them, but it's ideal for lawnmowers and bicycles and things like that. But this chap had been having a move around in his house, put some of the stuff that he wanted rid of into the small brick shed, ready for when we came round to collect the items. I think I said in the previous video, obviously when you've got a customer there, you don't want to go through everything, and especially being such a small compact shed, it was hard to look anyway. But I wanted to show you a few of the items that we got. I won't do anything in any particular order other than what is at hand. So when we done the shed, like I say, it was a bit of a surprise. Things were boxed up, may have been labelled, but didn't necessarily know what was inside. So without further ado, let's take a quick peek at a few of the bits that we got. So first off, I think I'll just show you a few of the car memorabilia. Please hold on for this one. You might be falling asleep by this point. I'm no Jeremy Clarkson, but like I say, if you're interested in making money, you should be looking out for these things. I kind of put in our previous video, a little way through, treasure alert, because there was like a small wooden picnic hamper that just had BP, as in a like white label, written with a marker pen. It said BP on it. Didn't really think anything of it. Pulled it out of the shed, took it to the van to load it onto the van, kind of undone a couple of little awkward straps a bit and just had a look on the inside. And there was, well, let's just show you these first of all. Dusters. These are more specifically vintage shell dusters, quite large ones. Hope you can see there. This is the top one, which maybe got a few marks, but the rest of them are really good condition. Not actually had a look at these ones on eBay yet, I must admit. Just randomly picked these up because there's a lot of them and they're here in front of me. Look at all these, plenty there. So these ones are actually BP. So there's BP logo on there. I honestly don't know how many there are of each. So we've got Shell and BP. But you'd be surprised that this sort of car memorabilia stuff, or vintage advertising, oil company advertising, actually does fetch quite good money. So I better check them ones out later on. I've got a feeling they're probably going to be worth anywhere around about a tenner each, with us including postage or a bit of postage on top. Maybe I should have done a bit of research before I actually jumped on the camera. I've got a few things already listed on our eBay store, which is Sycamore Emporium on eBay. I'll probably cross list a few of these items onto Etsy later on in the day. But yeah, nice little find, plenty of those dusters there. Actually some more fell down here, so there must be 30 I should think of these dusters. If I can get a tenner each for them, that's what, 300 quid minus fees and a bit of postage, and that's not going to take a lot to post. Large letter and very light, so 300 quid, even if that's a fiver plus 2 or 3 quid postage. Sometimes quantity over value is good, so looking forward to getting those ones listed. Next up we have these. I hope we can focus on these. These are Shell key rings. Quite small, but we have 15 of those that are all inside, like I say, that picnic hamper. So I'm hoping you can see these. We can throw them everywhere and drop them down. But yeah, we've actually got 15 of these. I've done a bit of research. It can be quite annoying typing into eBay to find like shell key rings, because they just come up with shells. But we've done like a few different variations for the keyword search and actually found these key rings that had previously sold on eBay. So like I say, we've got 15 of these in total. They'd actually previously sold for £20 or £19.99, plus I believe it was something like £2.80 postage that they were, the other seller had actually been charging. So I put ours up for £19.99, and I felt postage was quite high at something like £2 something. So I put these up for £1.90 in postage. I mean, I'm going to put it inside an envelope and then a little poly, small poly bags that we've got. So yeah, really easy to post and light as anything, like under 100 grams I think, or thereabouts. So easy post, 20 quid each times 15 in this bag that we've got. Resolve. So again, quantity sometimes better than value. So I've got a lot of these, and obviously 15, that's 15 feedback when people get these as well. There were some other smaller ones. These are like perspex, again all vintage, so the 1970s again. I think these are around about £3 to £5 with postage. Not so collectible, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, so 20 quid's worth of key rings there, with these shell perspex key rings. There's a couple of these personalised ones as well that are still actually sealed in their packets. Again, I'm guessing they're probably around about the same, maybe a couple of quid more because they are in a pack. So nice. Then we've got these BP ones, key rings, which are super viscostatic advertising oil. Again, these are about £5 online, and we've got 2 of those. So already starting to rack up quite a decent amount from that job with what was just inside that picnic basket, and there's more to come. These are National Benzol. I think this is another type of oil, advertising oil, but these are actually leather badges, leather key rings even, with enamel signage on the front. And believe it or not, these are worth £20 each again. I think we've got 12 of these for sale. So there's just a small handful of them, and grab out the bag. Again, I don't know if you can see them there. So nice leather key rings, good quality. Again, you know, for collectors, seem to be going mad over these. So these and the shell, like the small shell key rings I had a minute ago, they're currently up for sale already on eBay, as well as these Benzol ones. Then there was just another one random Benzol again, but slightly different design, £20 again for that one. So now up to 13 times £20, so 260 we make that. These ones, there was 15, so 300 potentially. It's like nearly 500 quid's worth of key rings here. Not forgetting the dusters as well, so they're definitely ones to keep a lookout for. I'll see if I can put a screenshot of each from the eBay account, just in case the camera doesn't focus too well on them. We've already got watches, so that's the other thing as well. We've got quite a few watches on these key rings, so yeah, I'm hoping they should sell. Shell. Terrible, I know. Next up, some of you may remember, some of you watching this channel might be a bit too young to remember back in the day when you had a car tax disc, a paper car tax disc that you stuck on your windscreen. All these days is obviously all digital, but these are Shell tax disc holders with the original paper packet. Again, a bit random, but again, Shell, an oil company, advertising. People collect this sort of stuff as car memorabilia. So these have gone online. Again, I think these are up for, I can't remember if I put them up for 10 or 20 now. Maybe I'll have a quick look later on. But yeah, I think these are up for, I think they might be up for £10. Yeah, and we've got one. If it's different, I'll put the put a bit of text up on the screen, so I'll correct myself later. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I think there's 15 of these in the total. 16 in total of these. So if they're tenner each, 160 quid for tax disc holders. If I've got them up for 20 quid, then that's 320. Again, this is sale prices, not you know once fees and what have you come off. Obviously that reduces that significantly. But nevertheless, still good profit in these. So what do I say? 16 times a tenner, let's say 160 quid. So £500 in key rings, 160 quid in car tax disc holders, with no touching over 600 quid. Banging, resold. More dusters. These tax disc holders and all the key rings and everything, like I say, they all came inside like a large picnic camper. And inside that picnic camper was these key rings, which all sat inside this. It's a BP super viscostatic sump drainer. So basically when you are doing your oil and filter change on your car at home, you would slide this under the engine, right underneath the actual vehicle, undo your nut, and obviously the oil will then drain out into the sump drainer tray. Again, this is 1970s, and it's got a couple of little dents in it, but I mean it's quite a flimsy tin in some senses. So it's got a couple of little yeah, sort of dents in it, but you can see for what, a 50-something-year-old drain tray, this is pretty clean. So if you're going to do a bit of research yourself, or just look this up on eBay, some of these are just rusty as hell. And sold for 40 quid for ones that should almost be thrown in a bin kind of thing. Another one had sold for £75 that was still covered in rust. This one I'll put up for 100 quid, and I've got quite a few watches on this one again already. So much so, actually, when I was doing my previous video 10 minutes ago, I had an offer come through of 55 quid for this tin. I think considering I got out for 100, and there's a lot of watches, and it's only been on for a couple of days, I think I might actually reject that offer. I might hit them with a counter offer of 75 quid just to get rid of it, or I could just hang out, maybe buy my time for an extra 25 quid. What do you think I should do? Sell at 55, hit him back with a counter offer, or should I hold out, considering a rusty one of these, really rusty one, had sold for 75 quid only a couple of weeks ago? So can I get 100 quid, 99.99 for this rather clean specimen. So for a tin, BP advertising, car memorabilia. So all the key rings, dusters and everything basically sat inside this, and then this was just planted inside the picnic hamper. So what do I say, 660 quid earlier for the key rings. Tax disc holders, now we're up to this, another 100 quid, so what, £760 now, not forgetting the dusters maybe. So we're really hitting towards that kind of £1,000 mark just on car memorabilia stuff in a picnic hamper. Who would have thought a picnic hamper could almost contain 100 quid's worth or £1,000 worth of car memorabilia? Bonkers. So we didn't know this at the time. Like I say, you know, this can be really hit and miss. Sometimes you can do a job and come away and there's nothing. A lot of it will go to the dump or reuse centre or charity shops, but just sometimes you come across yeah, a nice little haul. So that is them. Next, you might have spotted in the previous video in part 1, anyone with a sharp eye, this box, record. It's a well-known vice manufacturer, English vice manufacturer, that were just renowned for making really good quality products, good quality vices, so they're quite well sought after. This is boxed 1970s vintage woodworking vice. We open it up, try not to drop it on my kneecap. Let's put the box down. This is the vice we're talking about. Look at that, clean as a whistle. Even the chrome on it it doesn't look like it's even been used, to be honest with you. It's got like storage rust. I don't even know whether the camera will focus in on there. Slight browning. I mean, even if I just use a bit of WD-40 and like spray oil, that'll probably just loosen that rust off and make it nice and clean. But nice little find that was in a box. Had a look online, again using the word vintage. A few of these that came up, obviously doing the comps on it. These are sold for like high end of £30 without a box, and in quite clearly used condition. So I'm putting this one up for 50 quid, or 44.99 plus a £5 postage. It's about 3 kilos in weight. So yeah, I don't think there are going to be many of these pop up on eBay boxed and unused. So have I priced this right, do you think? Let us know again in the comments below. So that's that one. I've got a few other bits down here. I really can't here I am. I've got a few other bits that are kind of spread around me, so I can't really show you literally everything that we've got. Some of it is, I don't want to call it tap, everything's got a resale value, isn't it? But yeah, I can't show you everything that we've got. I'll just show you a few of the good things to look out for. Inside here is a UMIG projector. I've picked a few of these up in the past, and to be honest with you, they can be quite hit and miss, and for the hassle, the size, sometimes I'm not actually worth selling. But always do your own research. DYOR, do your own research, because some of them can be worth something. Unfortunately, it's a small minority of them that are actually worth something. But this is UMIG Mark 610D, boxed, all the polystyrene and everything is in it, and it's immaculate working order. So online, for one of these ones, you could probably get about 45 quid for, purely because of the condition, the box, the instructions and everything. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at 20 quid for something like this, and that's including postage, so that's going to cost you a fair bit to post. Again, it's quite heavy and bulky. Probably got to go with a medium parcel, I'd say, for something like that. But I'm going to give this one a chance, purely because it's good condition, and few have sold on eBay. So that'll go into the lockup. Need to get this one pictured and posted online. Next up, might just have to get up here again. You would have saw these in a video. Here we are, Wharfdale XP2 speakers. These are genuine vintage 1970s speakers. Had a look again on the comps on these, anywhere between 30 quid, but that's like a collection. So as soon as you put a collection, it really minimises your chances of selling these. If you're brave enough to send them, which us resellers have to be, I'll just box each one of these individually, probably do it through Parcel Force and send it through like the same consignment, so they get both speakers at the same time, but just wrap them up in like separate boxes so they don't get damaged and clunked together. But online these are selling for around about 60 quid, you know, posted to people. I pulled the covers off, had a look at them, all the tweeters and speakers and everything inside are good, hunky-dory. So yeah, these will be going online, 60 quid, and there's a pair. Can't hold two at the same time. So next up we have these big pair of Carlsbro speakers, which you probably saw again in part 1 of the clearance video that we've done. These are quite a big pair of speakers, like DJ equipment speakers. So get that in shot. Sorry about the squeaky chair. Carlsbro. These are quite a big, solid pair. Again, 1970s DJ speakers. When I had a look at these online, these were about the £80 touch again, so probably would have to box each one individually, again send it through Parcel Force, like through the same consignment, so the customer gets them both together. But yeah, 80 quid, probably going to cost you a good 20 quid-ish, maybe a bit more to send them, minus fees and stuff, so you're going to be looking around about 40-50 quid, I'd say, you'd see after we sold them. Next up, why is everything so heavy from this job? I want to hold this up for a few seconds. This is a PV mixer. All the bells and whistles. This is the XR684F. So it's 400 watt, so 2 by 200 watt, and this is like a mixer with amp and everything built into it, apparently all working. Again, this one online is coming out at 150 quid. So again, nice little find, apparently all working. So I'll give it a test, put it down, we'll give it a test, and yeah, see how we got on with that one. But Charles is quite good, the chap we done the clearance for, talking us through each item and telling us if there's any issues or possible issues with it. So there we go, nice PV mixer amp. That'll be going on in the next couple of days on our eBay store, Sycamore Emporium, on eBay. Next up, we have this vintage Leak Delta 70 amplifier, like a teak wooden top, all the bits on the back. Apparently it powers on. Again, I've not got round to testing this one yet, but Charles did say while we're doing the clearance that he thinks there's a channel that's potentially out on this one, so this will probably have to go as a like spares and repair parts only kind of listing. I think you still get around 50 for that, even though it's not working. So again, not too bad. So kind of losing count where we are now. Should have made some notes maybe, but you can see already that we're now over the £1,000, well over the £1,000. So with all the car memorabilia stuff, the mixer amp 150, the Carlsbro speakers 80, the Wharfdale speakers 60, so 60, 80 is 140, the mixer I said 150, so it's about 300 quid there. Then this leak amplifier 50 quid, so that's about 350. So we're probably about £1,400, £1,400 at the moment with just them items. And there's other things. So projector. There's a range of other little bits. There's Panasonic camcorder. Don't really think too much of those. Don't think it's nothing special. I might get 20 quid for that if I'm lucky. But a lot of projector reels and stuff like that. And projector parts. I might just bundle the whole lot together and get another 50 for that. So we're looking at 1,500 quid. Maybe just over at the moment with what I've mentioned. So a few books. I'll probably have these topple on me now. So we've got 6 books here by Terry Pratchett. Looking online, these are averaging around about 15 quid each. Should go as a large letter. So 60 quid's worth of books here. There's certain leads, like amplifier leads, other tapes as well. So you can kind of see that we're now floating over 1,600 quid kind of thing with all these bits and bobs. But then we have a real cream of the crop. I had laid my eyes on it in the shed. From watching you guys, other YouTubers, this sort of was flagged up on my radar a few months ago. Walkmans, vintage Walkmans. Never been lucky enough to come across any. I know some of these Sony Walkmans can be anywhere between 50, 150 quid. So it would have been nice to have come across one of those sort of sooner. But maybe this one has made up for it. I think I just saw it poking out of a box. Like I say, you don't want to delve too deeply in front of the customer. But I saw this sort of poking out of the box. So I had Sony on it. Never make assumptions. Hey Nick Hills, never make assumptions. I thought, well, maybe it's not Sony inside just because it's got Sony on the leather case. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a Sony in it. Packed on the van, brought it home, and it sat around here for a week. I've been listing all these other bits, key rings, what have you. Yesterday I thought, right, well, I'm going to just pull this out and have a look, see what's inside it. So we undo the case. Must not drop this. Get the tab off. This is the bad boy in here. Vintage Sony professional Walkman. So not only is it actually a Walkman, it is actually a tape recorder or dictaphone, I suppose you'd say, voice recorder as well. So I was like, ooh, slightly different. I wonder if this actually increases the value by, by much. So there we go. There's the front. Case all lifts up. Then you look around for the model number. What you can't probably see on camera here, get it right way up. It's like there's this sort of stamped impression, if you like, of the model number. I'll try and hold it a bit closer. Maybe you can see it on there. but I'll read it to you anyway. This is the Sony WM-D6C. Put this into eBay, done the search, food came up, and I was like, really? Then thought, well, maybe for these people just asking extremely high prices. So I've done the old comps to see what had sold, previously sold, and these have sold numerous times. Loads of them have sold, okay? Broken for £280 for this, okay? Working anywhere between £350, £400, without, say, the charging lead for it. Sometimes even on occasions they had sold for £400 to £500 with the charging lead. Mint boxed, 750 quid. Whammy. So result, I almost hit the roof when I saw the comps come up on this one. So the next thing was, does it work? Have we got a charger lead for a power pack? Didn't have a power pack at the time. I knew Charles had put a few things into bags. Very organised man. I like people like that. Unlike how my house is at the moment, I couldn't lay my hands on the box. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll just get a couple of batteries, which are inside here. So you have to remove this section. And it takes 4 AA batteries. Put the batteries in, hit the play button, and bingo, we have red light and noise, and a roller actually goes round on it. Cool. Life. No corrosion either as well, so hadn't even kept batteries in it for the last 40-50 years. Also hit the fast forward buttons. I don't know if you can see it on there, but that's actually spinning round. Stop it. Rewind button. Works. I think the batteries are actually getting low on it because I was testing it that many times yesterday. These are old batteries off the bedside cabinet. But basically everything seemed to work. Play, fast forward, rewind buttons seem to work. I just need to get hold of a cassette. Typical, I had hundreds of them a few weeks back. Really old, crappy, really old music from way back. I'm not talking 70s, 80s, older than that. And I just got rid of them all. Now I wish I had it, or had some to actually test it on. So mission for today, after these videos, is to get out there and just try and find some tapes to play, and preferably a blank tape as well, just so I can test the voice recording functions on it as well. And I was lucky enough later on to find the original Sony 6-volt charger lead that actually goes with it. So dead chuffed. Both of these combined, I mean, this honestly makes the price go up by about 50 to 100 quid having the charger with it. So we'll be looking at around about $499.99 for this. Probably put some offers onto it as well, and see basically what happens. I'm hoping we can sell this as working Sony WM-D6C. Find one of these on a car boot. Buy now. This is definitely a BOLO alert. The Sony Professional Walkman. 500 quid. So this 1 hour clearance of a shed clearance that we've done, we charged £80 for it because we knew there'd be a few bits in there that we could resell on. That's what we do. We buy, we sell, we collect things, and we flip it for a profit. We don't charge people the earth. Like I did say in a previous video that the gentleman had actually been quoted £400 to £500 to have a 3-foot by 6-foot shed cleared. Ridiculous. Especially if they were going to make that sort of money from it. So that's how we work, is we assume that there's going to be items that can be resold on, so we charge the customer or quote the customer at a good fair price, because we know that we can resell items like this on and give it a new life. He doesn't want them anymore. They would have ended up in the bin. Can you believe it? So there we go. I think we could touch £2,000 minus fees, minus postage, etc, etc. But not a bad hour's work. I say an hour's work, it's not really an hour's work, is it? I've got a photograph and list all this stuff, so that's going to take a good few hours, and obviously pack it all up and post it as well in the future. So but yeah, result, keep a lookout for these things, guys. Like I say, it comes with the original case, which I had forgot, just pop that on the side. Amazing day. So like I say, all you buyers, resellers out there, keep a lookout for these items, because they're ones that can just make your week or month. So I hope you found value in this video. Please give us a thumbs up, a like, maybe hit subscribe, because I'm trying to get over 100 subscribers, and obviously hit that notification bell, because I'll be bringing out another video straight after this one with a few items that I've actually sold this week, and we're looking about £1,000 week this week. So, and one of them, 2/3 of that amount was just one sale. So if you want to find out what that is, remember, click the old like, subscribe button, and obviously hit that notification bell for when that video comes out. This is a good, useful little flip tip that I've got for you here coming up. But now, cheers again, guys. Thanks for holding out on this video. One last thing before I do go: if you would like to rent a little competition to win one of these really cool little SO or shell key rings, you can win one of these. Remember, they've got £20 value plus a bit of P&P, so it's up to you whether you keep it, resell it, or whatever you want to do with it. But yeah, if you want to win one of these little shell key rings, please give a like on the video, don't forget to subscribe, and then obviously hit notifications as well will be helpful for future videos. But yeah, if you want to win one of these, simply enter in the comment below on this video, enter me please, all one word. Alright, enter me please, all one word. And then on the 1st of October, what I'll do is I'll do a random selection from the comments on this video, and then whoever comes up, I will ship this to you free of charge. Like I say, it's up to you what you want to do with this little 1970s shell keyring. Alright, remember, to enter the competition, you must like the video, must subscribe, and also enter in the comment below, enter me please, all in one word. Alright, and we'll pick a winner out on the 1st of October 2023. Okay, and then I'll do a notify you through the comments. I'll reply on there who the winner is. Alright, we'll do a live draw maybe as well. Alright, so good luck in entering. Hopefully you guys will win one of these. So remember, enter me please, like, subscribe and comment, enter me please, and maybe a bit more what you actually liked in this video or what you want to see more of. Alright, good luck guys, thanks for holding out on the video again, till the next time.